Hello everyone, how's it going? My name is Long Snow and welcome to Crossroads SMP. And you join us on episode 2, and if you didn't see episode 1, where have you been? Because in episode 1 we made a very interesting arrival, being bred up in Luna Moonbow's villager breeder. And we also made this beautiful little day 1 base, giving us somewhere to sleep when the bad guys come out. With our beautiful dusty and dirty path made from jungle planks, dirt and granite leading up to the front of our house, where we also have a couple of presents left by SMP neighbours. And the first thing that we've got waiting for us outside our house is some coal provided by Kyle. Now this is very generous from Kyle, so thank you very much. He's given us some coal so we can finally get some torches so we can start lighting up our caves and also lighting up this area, because at night we'd get quite a lot of mobs spawning around here. And our other present that we've got left here is from Frogger, who joined the SMP at the same time that I did. And he's left us a beautiful delicacy from his people, some magma cream. And in between episodes we've been getting some of the early game stuff going. So we've put ourselves a little temporary fence here with lots of cows and lots of sheep, and the cows are pretty loud. And this is going to help us to make sure that we've got a decent source of food, because at the moment we're rocking the baked potatoes. And as well as that, we've managed to get hold of some saplings of all the different types of trees in the game. So we've planted them all over here out of the way, and we've been chopping away just to start gathering some resources for future projects. But it's not all been positive in between episodes, because unfortunately something terrible has occurred. Because in our last episode we found a beautiful orange sheep called Paul, and we brought him here to live with us on our beautiful desert island. But a terrible tragedy has befallen Paul, and he is no longer orange. Now I don't know if this is sabotage or if he's just feeling a bit under the weather, but this is not acceptable, and we need to turn him back to his true colour. So let's make him orange again. That's better. Isn't that better, Paul? Yes it is. That's your butt. And as well as that, you can see that we're still rocking the iron armour. And we don't have an Elytra, because if you remember from episode 1, we decided that arriving at this late stage, it would be rude to go straight to wearing an Elytra. So let's pop over to the shopping district and I'll talk you through what's going to happen next. So here we are in the shopping district, and we're at the site of my stall for our Elytra challenge. Because in episode 1 we set up a challenge to allow us to use our Elytra. And that involved other people on the server submitting challenges, and we were going to randomly select one of those challenges, and that's what we had to do to be able to use our Elytra. So there's no time like the present. We're going to load all the pieces of paper into a dispenser now, and whichever one comes out, that's going to set the scene for today's episode. So we've set up a dispenser and all the pieces of paper with the challenges are inside. We're going to push this button, and whichever one comes out, that's what we're going to do. So here we go. The moment of truth. Oh no. Free and a lay from a woodland mansion. And of course, we got Luna's challenge. Thanks Luna for making it as difficult as you could. So we really need to think about this now, because there's no way I can go to a woodland mansion wearing iron armour with these naff iron tools. Not to mention, we even need to find a woodland mansion, and who knows how far away that is. So let's row back to our island, and we'll have a think on the way to see how we're going to complete this almost impossible challenge. So on the long, but actually not very long, row back from the shopping district, I've been thinking about the best way to go about finding and conquering a woodland mansion. And the answer is actually pretty simple. We need gear and we need enchantments. Because we've been rocking these iron tools, iron weapons and iron armour for way too long, and we need to sort that out. So we're going to go off and we're going to find some diamonds. We're going to build ourselves an enchanting setup with a huge beautiful enchanting tower, and we're going to enchant the hell out of everything we've got so we can go and conquer that woodland mansion. And we're also going to need to find the mansion, and the best way I can think to do that is to get ourselves a cartographer. And we're going to trade that cartographer up, and we're going to buy ourselves a Woodland Mansion Explorer map. So let's go off and find ourselves some diamonds. And we've been mining at deep slate level for hours, and as you can see, we've found a bunch of diamond ore veins. But we don't want to mine them without fortune on a pickaxe and waste extra diamonds. So let's use the few diamonds that we do have and make ourselves a temporary enchanting setup. So let's make a diamond pickaxe, a book, and very slowly mine 4 bits of obsidian from this ruined portal, and we'll turn that into an enchanting table. And we got a bunch of levels which we got from Luna's spider farm, so let's see how long it takes us to get fortune 3 on this pickaxe. Nope. Nope. Yes! Ah, that is good. Fortune 3, Unbreaking 3, and Efficiency 4. Let's go mine those diamonds. So now we've collected all of our diamonds. Let's have a look how many we've got. 2 stacks nearly of diamonds. That is more than enough for us to craft ourselves some armor and get properly geared up. So now we've collected those diamonds, we need something a lot nicer than that boring enchanting setup. So I think we need a big beautiful tower build for all of our enchanting needs. So let's jump straight into some speedy building time. Let's go! And welcome back from speedy building time, where we are covered in diamonds and we have a beautiful enchanting tower all finished. And it's a bit difficult to see all the detail from low down because it is so tall, so we'll take you up into a higher position in a minute and I'll go through the detail. But we've followed a similar sort of block palette to the first build, where we've got the sandstone and the roof made from mangrove, dark oak and spruce. We've gone for a similar roof on this one, and we've got the sandstone in there, but with the build height much taller. We've gradiented up from the stripped oak and the stripped birch into the sandstone, and then up to a sort of spruce frame with the beautiful roof at the top. And coming up to this height with some very nosy neighbours, you can see that we've gone for the similar roof like we said, but this time I've just added some candles in just to give it a little bit of extra movement, although unfortunately when you're a bit far away you don't really see the flames burning, which is kind of frustrating. They really need to change that. And in this one what we've done is use the azalea leaves and the flowering azalea leaves. Over here we use the oak leaves, which in the desert biome just stay quite dark, so having the azalea leaves over here this time just gives it that little bit of extra vibrancy and additional colour. And then moving down the build, we've got a spruce sort of open frame, which I think is really nice. It allows you to see inside, where you can see the glowberries and that colour from there, and also in there at the top inside the roof we've got spore blossoms, which just add the particle effects floating around, which I think just adds a bit more movement and character to the area. And then in these transitions between the different gradients, I've got a really detailed edging going around both sides. I'm really happy with these came out. I wasn't sure to begin with because I've chucked a lot of detail in there with the different wood types, the trapdoors, the pressure plates, but we've also got the mangrove in there just to add that little bit of extra colour and keeping that red theme coming right through all the buildings that we've got in this area. And following the theme outside, we've continued the path all the way down, which I really love. This path is just so nice. I can't wait to get some mud bricks and some packed mud just to give it a little bit of extra definition. And outside we've followed a similar vibe. We've got some pumpkins, and these mangrove roots I think look really good as a sort of dead pumpkin, so I've put the sea pickles on top to make it look like a pumpkin core. I think that looks really cool. And around the back we've started a bit of a farm with some carrots, some wheat and some potatoes. And now the bit that I really want to show you, inside to our enchanting tower. And other than the enchanting setup, the first thing I think you see is this beautiful floor. So I went with the exposed copper and some white terracotta, which I think looks really good, especially in this type of desert area. It looks like a sort of marble floor, which I think goes really well with the light colour of the build. And I decided not to go with any floors in this. I wanted it to be a big open tower with the particle effects from the spore blossom floating down. We've got the glowberries growing all the way down and a big chandelier with some lights hanging down as well. And we've decorated with lots of bookshelves, paintings and some of the amethyst clusters as well. Again, just gives that sort of magical vibe to go with the enchanting table. And you can see that we've got some enchanted diamond tools finally, with a diamond pickaxe and a diamond shovel. And oh my goodness, did that make a difference. It absolutely breezes through the sand, whereas before with the iron it was so slow. So as we've got 30 levels, it'll be rude not to enchant something. So let's go with the boots and see what we can get. Oh, depth drive though, that's good. What else do we get? Protection 3, okay. Not feather falling, but that'll do. So we'll put those on, and in between episodes, I'll see what other enchantments we can get on the rest of our armor, ready to go and try and defeat that woodland mansion. So let me know in the comments what you think of this build. I really love this one. This is one of my favorite things that I've ever built. I just love how grand and detailed it is, and I'm really happy with it. And we could finish the episode there, but there's one more thing that we need to take care of before we finish the episode. And this revolves around this guy, who at the beginning of the episode, we found out had turned green. And we wondered if it was sabotage or if Paul was just feeling a little bit under the weather. Well, since then and while making this episode, it's become clear that it was not an unfortunate illness for Paul, but it was sabotage. And I've found out that Mr. Frogger, our resident reptile here on Crossroads, was responsible for this tragedy. So, it's time for a little bit of payback. So this is Mr. Frogger's base, and I think you'll agree it looks stunning. He's done an amazing job so far with this area, and I really can't wait to see what else he does. But there's one thing, or lots of things, that it's missing that I think will really bring some extra, let's say, colour to the base. Release Paul's minions! Ah, that's better. The perfect splash of colour for someone's base, all in the name of Paul. And hopefully, Frogger will remember that before he tries to tarnish Paul with green dye again. And with Paul's revenge complete, I think that's the perfect place for us to leave the episode. So if you liked what you saw, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all on the next episode. See you soon. Bye!